Welcome back, Mama, to our workout today. Let's go ahead and get right on into it, checking in on our space. Let's make sure we've got about 3 to 5 feet of space around us. We've got that water nice and close. The room's a comfortable temperature. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna reach right on up, placing those fingers together, lean it to the left, feeling that stretch down that lat muscle, down the side of our bodies. All right, great. Big inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale to the right. Well, my right side's really locked up today. One more time, bring yourself back to center. Drop those arms into arm circles, ramping up the intensity. What are those knees doing? Make sure those knees aren't locked out. All right, switching directions, going backwards. Just kind of setting that intention, upping that intensity from whatever we were doing before. We were sitting, we were having a snack, we were just waking up. Let's ramp up that intensity. Perfect, drop it down. Stepping forward with our left leg. Right leg is back behind us, nice and straight. Heel as planted on the ground as we can. Lean forward, calf and ham stretch down that right leg. Keeping that ankle mobility. Hips are square. We're not opening up yet. We're keeping those hips nice and square. Switching sides, right foot forward, left foot back. Planting that heel. I'll do a little side view for you here. Planting that back heel. Hips are square, press forward. Feeling that down in that calf, down in our ankle, in that hamstring there, maybe a little bit in those glute medius. Nice and square. Maybe up here in the middle. Let's take it to the floor. Dropping down onto the right knee, left knee in front. Place it nice and wide, kind of in a deep lunging position. Hands are gonna go on the inside. Opening up, world's greatest stretch to the right. In this guy, we should feel all the way through the side of that leg, through the quad of the leg in the back, through our chest. That's why this one is literally called the world's greatest stretch. Gets a little bit of everything. Hands going back to center. Let's switch sides. Right leg comes forward. Hands are gonna go to the inside on the left. Opening up to the left, world's greatest stretch. Pressing forward and through. See if you can deepen that stretch a little bit. Feeling it through that quad, those hip flexors. Perfect, let's bring ourselves back up. While we're down here on the ground, let's get into some bird dogs. So I'm gonna do this guy facing this way so you can see what I'm doing. We're quadrupedal stance. Hips and shoulders are square, hands and knees are square. Let's reach out and forward with our arm kicking back the opposite leg. Back in, 10 on each side. Making sure those hips are nice and square. Shoulders are back and down. And we're stacking that rib cage above our pelvis. 3 more. 2. And 1. Drop it down, switching sides, reaching forward with the left, kicking out with the right. Meeting them in the middle. And 3, 2, 1, drop it down. Very slowly, let's bring ourselves back up. Taking your time, we don't want to head rush here or anything. Into those hip openers, so knee comes up, out and down. All the way out. Kind of like we're treading water. Just making this warm up more dynamic. All right, let's switch directions. Out, down, climbing onto that bike seat. Perfect. And finally, just a quick march. Opposite knee to opposite elbow. Feeling ourselves warm up, feeling that intensity rise up. Sitting up nice and tall, only crunching down as far as your body will allow. All right, mama, now that we're nice and warm, let's go ahead and get right into it. Grab that water, meet me back here on the mat. All right, let's get right into it. Now that we're nice and hydrated, superset A, grabbing on to that kettlebell. You know the drill, let's hold it between our fingers. Feet are slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Screw those feet into the ground. And we're gonna create that neutral spine. So let's tuck in our pelvis. So it's stacked below our rib cage. We're closing the scissors. You'll hear me use that analogy a lot. And we're gonna hinge our booties backwards and then close the hinge, bring it on up, kettlebell swing. All the way up, just swinging. Obviously, if you have a kettlebell, you're welcome to use it here. I'm just gonna use my dumbbells for the sake of efficiency. We're working smarter, not harder. Squeezing through, almost like we're closing a car door with our booties, just all the way back. And we've got 3 more of these. Then we're gonna grab that other dumbbell into a reverse lunge. Last one, ding, ding, ding. Grabbing on, standing nice and tall. Keep that neutral spine. Stepping back, drop it down, reverse lunge. We do it once on each side, that's 1 rep. All the way back, dropping that knee down. And we'll do 5 more on each side. Then we'll take a quick rest. We'll do it 1 more time. I'm going down a little too hard. You can hear my knee a little bit more controlled than me. 2. And last one, grab that water, take a quick break. We'll get right back into it for 2 more rounds of this guy. All right, right back into it. Round 2, superset A. Let's get right into it. Kettlebell swings, screwing those feet into the floor, tucking that pelvis. We're gonna swing it out for 10. Now that we know the form, and after number 10, right into those reverse lunges, keeping that intensity up, but we never wanna be so breathless that we can't talk. All right, last one. Grabbing onto that dumbbell, drop it down like a lunge, take a knee. Keeping that chest nice and proud. And we're really resisting gravity on the way down. If you heard my knee tap the floor, no, you didn't. Really resisting, pressing through all 4 corners of those feet. And 3, 2, and 1. Take a break, 1 more round of superset A. Grab that water, meet me back here on the mat in 30 seconds. All right, 1 last time on our superset A. Let's get right into it. Setting down that other dumbbell, grabbing it right in between those fingers. Rib cage above pelvis, tuck in that pelvis, swinging it back, hinging forward. Really think about this movement as a hinge. Make sure we're driving that booty back, closing the door, keeping those shoulders down, and resisting momentum. All right, we'll go ahead, reverse lunge in 3, 2, 1. Let's grab that other dumbbell. You can do this with your body weight if you'd prefer. Leg goes back, knee goes down. Reverse lunge. Really look at your knees. Are they headed in the same direction as your toes? I'm not overly concerned in that whole knees over toes debate. Just make sure they're headed in the same direction. And 3, 2, 1. This is it for superset A. Grab that water. We'll take a 1.5 minute break. We'll get right into superset B. All right, let's get right into superset B. We're going to be hinging and rowing and pressing in this one. So we're going to start with a Romanian deadlift all the way down to the shins. Pivot those dumbbells, row it, and then we're gonna come up. So that's 1, 2, that's 1 rep right there. All the way up, pretend like you're scraping the front of your legs with these dumbbells as we hinge down. And then we're starting 2 lawnmowers. Back in my day with the gas-powered lawnmowers, that's how they would be started. I don't know if that's how they still do it. Awesome, 1 more of these, and we're gonna come up. Keep that neutral spine. Comes right up to our shoulders, and Arnold press. So we're pressing up, then bringing those dumbbells right in front of our chin. And 10 of these, we'll take a 30-second break. Get right into round 2 of this superset B. All the way up, keeping those shoulders down away from our ears. We don't need to wear our shoulders as earrings. All right, you got this in 2, 1, last one. Drop those weights down, grab that water. I'll see you in 30 seconds. All right, right back into it. Let's go ahead. Making sure we've got that neutral spine, tucking that pelvis, running those dumbbells along our shins, twist the wrist, row it up. Then hinge right back up. Remember, we're closing that car door with our booties, driving through all 4 corners of our feet. Deadlift to row. Creating that hourglass with those nice, thick and wide lats. Creating those beautiful swimmer bodies. Two and 1. Let's press it out all the way up in front of the face. All the way up, keeping those shoulders down, pressing those scapula, your shoulder blades together. Get down in front. You should feel that right in the cap of your delts. Maybe a little bit in your rhomboids too. And 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, 30-second rest, 30-second hydrate. Meet me right back here on the mat. All right, round 3, let's go ahead and do it, mama. All the way down, row it up, hinging back up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hinge it up, squeeze those booties, 2, and 1, fold it up, hammer curl. And by hammer curl, I mean Arnold press. I'm a kinesiologist, never said linguistics were my forte. And 3, 2, and 1, drop it down. All right, mama, go ahead, grab that water. We're gonna take a 1.5 minute break. Next is we're just doing a little bit of accessory work, some hammer curls, tricep extensions. Meet me right back here on the mat. All right, final superset. Let's go ahead, just right into those hammer curls. So we're bringing the wide part of our weight to that shoulder. I like to alternate. You can do both at the same time, whatever is easiest for you. This just kind of makes me feel like I'm at Venice Beach. I'm an old school bodybuilder. All the way up. Or both at the same time, whatever's easiest for you, whatever feels best for your body. And 2, 1, taking these dumbbells, we're gonna kick it back, tricep extension. Feeling it right in that horseshoe, right in the back of your arm. All the way back. I like to lean forward a little bit, tucking in that chin, soft bend in our knees. 3, 2, 1. 30-second break. Let's get right back into those hammer curls. Back in it with those hammer curls all the way up to almost touching that shoulder. Keeping those shoulders back and down away from your ears. Our thumbs are headed towards the ceiling, not our knuckles, like a traditional bicep curl. And 5, 4, those arms are burning. 3, 2, and 1. Kick it back, tricep extension. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more round of these, and we'll finish it off with some glute kickbacks. All right, right back into it. Thumbs to shoulders, hammer curls. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kick it back, going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those weights. We're going to take a 90-second break, finishing it off with some glute kickbacks. Meet me right back here on the mat. All right, let's just do our finisher. We're gonna do some glute kickbacks. So I want you to go behind your chair, square up, hip to the back of the chair, anterior pelvic tilt. So we're gonna neutral spine, close those scissors, kind of see how I go from this to this. Let's bring up first our right foot, the sole of our shoe facing behind us, bracing with those cores. Let's kick back like we're pushing a box along the floor. We're gonna do 30 of these as our finisher, and we're gonna switch sides. Really making sure we're squaring up. We're not opening up, really isolating it. All the way back. Just focusing, making sure we're not locking out that weight-bearing leg. Never ever do we lock out those knees. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meet me at the top, pulse it out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, switch sides, left foot comes up, square up those hips, all the way back. 30 of these, then we'll cool it down. Really bracing with that core, neutral spine, make sure our lower back isn't taking over. One of my favorite things the professors ever said to me is any exercise is a low back exercise if you do it wrong enough. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meet me at the top. Let's pulse it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Shake those legs out. Let's cool it down. Starting from the top, let's reach all the way up. Placing those fingers together, palms to the sky. Tilt it to the left. On the next inhale, let's bring it right back up to the right. Dropping those shoulders down, let's roll them back, reset them. Left ear to left shoulder. Back up to center, right ear to right shoulder, stretching out those traps. Taking our right hand, hugging it across our body. Feeling that stretch on that anterior deltoid. Switching sides. Dropping it down, lacing those fingers in behind your back, opening up that chest. Grabbing onto our chair for support. Take that right hand, we're gonna hold on to that right leg. Press forward and through, quad stretch. Switching sides, left arm, left leg. Pressing forward and through, holding onto that chair, that countertop, that wall for support if we need. Dropping those hands down. Nice wide split stance. Let's lean forward, stretching out that hamstring. Sometimes we'll find low back pain can result from really tight hamstrings, really tight glutes. So this is one that I like to do almost every day. Just make sure those hamstrings aren't too locked up. Switching sides. Chest as far down as we can. See if you can touch your toes if you want. Bring yourselves back up. One more time, let's stretch out those quads, those hips, and those calves. Wide stance, back leg, pressing that heel into the floor. Back up to center. Switching sides, pressing that back heel all the way into the floor. Bring yourself back up to center. Grab that water. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time.